Hey guys, it's Tuesday and today's workout is called 8th Wonder. You've got 8 rounds for time, including 8 push jerks and 8 lateral burpees. If you haven't got a barbell at home, we can substitute that for dumbbells or 2 weighted jugs. If you are really struggling, you can use a weighted bag or just a pole or like a broom or a PVC pipe. Work on form a little bit and don't worry about the weight on it too much. This is a Metcon and you're expected to complete this within about 8 to 16 minutes. So we're going to put an 18-minute time cap on today's workout. Let's start with getting warm and then we will get into it. So to start off, we're going to do a minute of active Spider-Man. So we're going to come to that really big lunge. We're going to drop one ankle. If you want to stretch your hips out a little bit more, you can raise that back knee, but if not, don't worry. My elbow is going to come to my heel and then to that ceiling. I'm going to do 30 seconds on each side. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and changing legs. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back onto our feet. We're going to grab ourselves a broomstick, a mop handle, or a PVC pole if we have one at home. We're then going to go for a wide grip. We're going to go for a minute of PVC pass-throughs, pushing that bar to the ceiling when we get above our heads. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Popping that PVC pole down, we're going to go for inchworm to push-ups. So I'm going to start off, stood up, I'm going to hinge those hips, come into that touch the floor, I'll walk out and complete that push-up before I walk back in. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax there. Coming down to the floor into a top plank position. I'm going to do a minute of shoulder taps, bringing that opposite arm to the opposite shoulder. If you are struggling in this position, you can drop to the knees, lean forward a little bit, and do the same thing. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back onto our feet there. All we do now, go for a weighted warm-up. So you can use that pack or like a single jug or dumbbell if you want to. I'm going to start off with 5 good mornings, keeping that weight close to our chest. Ideally our arms will be crossed over. We're going to hinge at those hips, making our chest parallel to that floor, and we're going to keep our back nice and straight. Once we've done that, we're going to go into 5 air squats. What we want to do for this is focus on having that chest up nice and high and our core nice and braced, just so that will pass on to those push jerks, having a stable midline. So, core tucked in, nice and tense, and our chest nice and high. Send those hips back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Grabbing back onto our weight, we're going to go for 5 strict presses. If you have a small weight like this and you're struggling to do it with both hands, we can just do 5 on each side, which is what I'm going to do. So that elbow's going to be nice and high. We're going to tuck that core in, brace there. We're going to drive to 1, 2, and changing over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bringing that weight down now, we're going to go into 5 Romanian deadlifts. Very similar to that good morning. We're going to use the hips here. We're not going to drive through our legs too much. We're going to have nice soft knees, hinging to get that weight up, and then just open up at the hips. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last one, I'm going to turn that weight on its side. Our elbows are going to come nice and high, and we're going to go for 5 front squats. Big breath, coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Finishing there. Put that weight down to the side for now. We're going to get into a little bit of mobility. We're going to do a minute hold in a turn back stretch. So all I want you to do is face forward to the wall. So I'll use the pole for now just to demonstrate. So I'm going to face towards this pole. My palm's going to be on it, or I can grab it if you're able to. It's on the wall, you know, that palm facing on the wall. All I'm going to do is turn my back to it, keeping that arm on there, stretching off that chest. If you are tight, it will stretch off your wrist a little bit and sometimes your biceps. But the target here is that chest. You can hold this for 30 seconds on each side. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and change over. Doing the exact same thing the other way for another 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relaxing there. All we do now is go for an overhead stretch. Stretch off that thoracic and those arms a little bit, get those shoulders nice and loose. If you've got a wall, both hands are going to be planted on that wall, and we're going to drop our head and chest through as close to the floor as possible, just to stretch off all around here. I'm going to demo it on this pole, my hands close together. But like I said, if you are on a wall, those hands are going to come out nice and wide. Just for a minute, we're going to drop our head and chest through now. 30 seconds left. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly easing off there. Nice work, everybody. All we do now is go through the movements really quickly. So we start off with those burpees. In the workout, you'll either have your 2 weights or your barbell. So lateral, not being parallel. So we're going to face that weight, drop down to the floor, go back onto our feet, and we're going to jump over it, turn it around. Just like that. We don't need to put the weights in for now. That was just a little demo to show you what you will be doing. But we're going to go for 4 lateral burpees now. So just imagine there's the weight there, and we'll be jumping over it and facing towards it. When you're ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the later rounds of the workout, or from the start, because we do want to keep it a consistent pace, if you want to do step back lunges, that is perfectly okay. With this, the movement isn't as strict on locking those hips out and clapping with your head because we're jumping over something. We can keep those hips closed if we need to or want to. They should open up over the jump as it is. All we do now, go through those push jerks, and then we'll get into the workout. So we're going to start off with a minute of slow wall slides. We haven't done this before, but it's very similar in terms of positioning to the the PVC pole drill, where we put it on our heads, backs and hips to keep that back straight. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the dip. All I'm going to do, I'm going to have my tailbone on that pole or the wall behind me, my upper back and my head is going to stay there. I'm going to stand up straight against this wall, and all I'm going to do, my arms are going to come up as if I was doing a push jerk. I'm going to come slowly down into a dip position and then stand back up. Ideally, we don't want to be leaning into it. We want to be almost pushed away so that we're controlling that movement and standing back up. We've got this for a minute, so you can get to position now and we'll get into it. In 3, 2, 1. Elbows up nice and high. We're going to do a nice slow dip. And then stand, keeping everything nice and tight. If you feel a part of your body coming away, try and make adjustments. So if it's your lower back, that means you're probably leaning too far into it or pushing your knees too far forward. So we just want to set them back a little bit so those hips are on it. If our upper back's coming off the wall, we're probably pushing too much of our head into it, which is making that chest flare out and our spine coming away from it. And if our head's into it, we're doing the opposite and pushing that chest too far in so that we can't get that head on. So we want to find a happy medium. Keep all 3 positions on that. I'm going to stand back up. And then come back down. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax there. That shouldn't have been too hard. It's just trying to get the feel of how our spine should be positioned on that dip of that jerk. All we do now is go for 30 seconds from a dip to stands. I wouldn't recommend using a weight just yet, so you can go back onto your PVC pole or broom handle, or you can just do it with your arms on your shoulders like this, which is what I'm going to be doing. It's a lot easier to adjust without a pole, especially if we're going to be doing double dumbbell, which is what the workout is prescribed as. So it'd be preferable to not have anything in our hands. So all I'm going to do, very similar to what we just did on that wall, elbows going to be nice and high. I'm going to brace that core in nice and tight. I'm going to imagine there's that wall behind me. I'm going to dip nice and slow and then drive, extending those hips somewhat aggressively, but not enough for those feet coming off the floor. We've got this for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, nice and high elbows, dip, and stand. Making sure that head, mid back and lower back are all in line if we can. And down, and drive. Dip, and drive. Last two. Slow dip, pushing those knees out, everything nice and tight, and drive. Last one, big breath in, keeping that core nice and tight, coming down slowly, and drive. Nice work, everybody. Last two, all we're going to do, we're going to go onto the PVC pipe for this one. We're going to go for 10 push jerks just to practice it, and then we'll go onto the weight afterwards. So, with this, it's quite hard to get the mobility sometimes, to have your elbows nice and high without weight, so don't worry about that too much. You can use your chin, or you can just rest it as low as you can. All we're going to do, we're going to come into that nice strong dip position. I'm then going to drive, get that weight off my shoulders, and as it's about just passing my head, we'll drop under it and catch again before we stand. We've got 10 reps of this, and we'll do it together. So, 3, 2, 1. Nice high elbows, core tucks in tight. We're going to dip and drive, and then stand. There's one. Dip and drive. 2. Dip, drive. 3. And dip, drive. 4. Really aggressive, dropping under that weight. Dip, drive. Dip, drive. Dip, drive. Dip and drive. Last one, dip and drive. Nice work, everybody. That would have, or should have, sorry, felt a bit tired on the shoulders more than you would have expected if you were doing it right and you're keeping those elbows nice and high and being aggressive with that weight. All we do now is move on to the actual weights that we're going to be doing in the workout. So I'm going to use these 2 jugs to show you. This works the same with 2 dumbbells. It's obviously a lot harder to stabilise 2 weights above your head because you've got single stabilisation basically on one arm and then the same on the other. So you might find it a little bit difficult. Don't worry about it, just pace yourself in that workout. All we're going to do, have those weights to our side, elbows as high as we can like they would be on a front rack. I'm going to do 5 reps and you're going to do them with me. So all we're going to do, big breath in, we're going to dip and drive. And then stand, bring it back down. Once you stood up, before you stood up, so when we're in this catch position, make sure we stabilise it. If we're still doing this, we're going to pause until those shoulders are nice and locked out, our armpits are facing forwards. We're then going to stand and bring it down nice and controlled. Just to make sure when we're in that workout, 1, we're doing it properly, 2, we're doing it safely. Next rep, dip and drive. There's 2. Dip, drive, and dip, drive. Last one, dip, drive. Nice work, everybody. Pop those weights down. All we're going to do now is pause the video. If you need the toilet, grab yourself a drink, just have a minute or two's rest. When you get back, we'll be getting into this workout. Welcome back, guys. One final time, our workout today is called 8th Wonder. We've got 8 rounds of time of this Metcon. 8 push jerks and 8 lateral burpees with an 18-minute time cap, trying to finish it in under 16 minutes if we can. The goal today is to get those push jerks, each set if possible, done unbroken. The reason for this is cleans don't count towards the workout. So if you do a set of 2, you put it down, you're adding extra cleans before you can do push jerks again. That's wasted energy that we don't need to do. If that means slowing down in those lateral burpees, please do so. It's okay to slow down on those burpees, pace them a little bit to allow yourself to do those push jerks unbroken, and that will be the most efficient way to tackle this workout. When you're ready, we'll be going in 3, 2, 1, go.